What's up, YouTube? I'm Mike, and today is day 2 of the new vlog series. I did a little bit better today and actually woke up at noon, slightly after noon. My wife just left to go pick up my son. He spent the night at a friend's house last night. So I am already into my morning routine. We've got our monster at noon. Fucking I was dying in the comments section last night when the dude was like, this is gonna be a banger. I wish I'd remembered. I just thought of this. I just woke up. Somebody commented, I think it was Hop. I think it was Hop something. Said, it's gonna be a banger vlog when dude starts out by saying, I'm having my monster first thing in the morning at 1 p.m. I was fucking cracking up reading that shit. You gotta understand though. I mean, you think 1 p.m. Like, damn, this motherfucker went to bed, slept, 16 hours. Last night I was up playing Diablo until 4:45 or 5 o'clock. So our schedule's all fucked up from traveling. So I still like tonight I probably got 7.5 hours sleep. So I'm looking pretty rough. My Tren eyeballs are really showing in the morning. I don't know what causes that. It's gotten bad lately. These dark red spots on either side of my face. But my wife is currently going to pick up my son. One of the things I think is going to be cool about doing these little vlog videos. Yeah, I was thinking about it last night. I put it together, and I didn't know how it was going to turn out. I put it together, and I was replaying it and kind of laughing at how stupid we are. And it actually makes like normally we don't do shit. So this was going to be really difficult because normally we just sit around the fucking house and fucking do nothing. And now that like I'm actually recording my day, it feels like I need to come up with something to do to make content. So my wife's probably going to be giddy when I get home and tell her that like, hey, you know, we if we're going to do this, we got to actually do shit. We actually got to do something. We've been talking about going to this mall here in DFW called North Park Center to replace her watch. She had this like little, it was Bulgari. I can't remember what it was. It wasn't expensive. It was, well, relative to what I have, it wasn't expensive. And it just stopped working. We went and got a battery replaced in it. It worked for like a day. It stopped working. We took it back up there. They put a new battery in it. It worked for like a day and it stopped working. So she's been wanting to go get it repaired or something, but I think it was like a $300 watch. And I don't know what they're going to charge us for that. And I'm so in love with my tag that I just want to buy her a tag. But there's something else going on, which we may actually go deal with today. Spoiler alert. It was supposed to be in my video last night, and I guess I made a mistake when I was cutting. And in one of the clips, I just cut myself off when I was talking about how we had planned on going to the Mediterranean this summer on a transatlantic cruise. And I went to say something else, and then the video cut. And what I was saying in that video is, I think I'm not 100% positive, but I'm like 90% positive that I'm getting ready to buy a new BMW. Because we're bleeding through our retirement, and I gave up my BMW that it was my I used to have an M340i, favorite car I've ever had in life. It was so fast, but it was still like reasonable. I got the M340i because it was a 4-door and I got kids, and so it seemed logical. And then of the 3 years or so that I had it, the whole family was in it a handful of times. Like 90% of the time we were in her X5. And so I wish that I had gotten like a coupe, like I had gotten something even sportier. And so now what I think I'm about ready to do, they've got a car marked with my name on it that's coming from overseas. It's been produced. It's a M240i. Thing will do 0 to 60 in 3.6 seconds. It's not a two, it's a 4-seater still, but it's a 2-door, The back seats are small. My kids can fit back there for sure, so like we can go around town in it. But it's probably not a road trip car. Even though it'll get like 40 plus miles to the gallon on the highway, which is pretty badass. So coming from driving an F250 to a little 2-door coupe that does 0 to 60 in 3.6 seconds. I've been trying hard to contain the excitement. So we might actually go to BMW and look at cars. The car's not there yet unless I get a message in the next little while saying that it showed up, which I doubt it will today. So there's nothing really to look at. But I don't know. So anyway, that's coming up. Something to think about. If I'm still making these vlogs when I when that happens, then I'll vlog the whole thing. So anyway, last night I had a honey bun. Just for those of you who like to count calories, I had my Mrs. Baird's honey bun. I think this is like 450 calories. 3 grams of, I can't read that. Maybe it's 6 grams of protein. I don't know. I can't read that right now. It's Miss Baird's honey bun. So that's all I had in the middle of the night last night. Then I got up and took my MK. I said yesterday that I took MK at 12 something milligrams. Not true. That's my total daily dose. So I take 6.25 milligrams in the morning, 6.25 milligrams 12 hours later. So I've had MK 677 at 6.25 milligrams, and I've had my Proviron at 25 milligrams. I've had a honey bun. I'm having a Monster. I'm gonna wait till my wife gets home, gets back in bed, and we will maybe record a conversation about what we're going to do today to try to keep this vlog interesting. I'm going to try to do a better job. Yes, yeah, it ended up working pretty well. As you'll notice, I'm sure the audio is all over the fucking place because sometimes I'm using my phone, sometimes I'm using my camera. You know, when I'm trying to record things and get her audio in using my phone, it's not ideal. I may hook up our Rode mics anytime I use my phone, or I may just try to carry my camera around. But the thing is, like, it's only, I mean, it's only a matter of time, I guarantee you, before one of these videos catches a crazy fucking meltdown. So, of some kind, on somebody. So, yeah, that's what's going on so far this morning. I'll have another piece here coming up soon. What are we going to do today?
Can we do this all day?
This all day? Are you still sick? I forgot you were sick last night.
I feel so much better today.
I made a video earlier saying that you might actually really love the vlog thing because I was sitting up last night rewatching our video, laughing hysterically at ourselves, and realized that we can't just sit here all day every day and make vlogs. So it kind of inspired me to think, like, what can we do? You know, like that might actually add some excitement in our lives if we're thinking of things to actually do, you know, to make content more interesting rather than recording playing video games
Yeah.
and sitting around the house. So this could be a really positive thing if it motivates us to get out of the house and go do shit.
I'd be okay with that.
I did leak. I was watching the video last night, and for some reason, I guess in my editing process, I clipped off the part where I was talking about the BMW.
Oh.
And so I was talking about that earlier, and then realized it's Sunday, of course, and they're closed. We couldn't go look at BMW, which, I mean, there's no point because the car that I want's not there anyway. But I was just curious if you had any ideas. I also talked a bit about your watch.
Mm-hmm.
Although, honestly, I know this is selfish sounding. I'd rather get the car handled first.
Mm-hmm.
But it might not really matter. I took some money out of the account.
Or we could just buy a regular old watch.
Well, I mean, I understand that we can buy a regular old watch. We've talked about this at length. We could go look at both. I just don't want to buy, I mean, I don't want to buy another $300 watch that's going to last
7 years?
Yeah, 7 years. I want to buy a fucking, $3,000 watch that's going to last a lifetime.
Hope
I mean,
so.
at this age, 7 years is
Pretty much a lifetime.
probably close to a lifetime.
Speak for yourself.
I don't know, bro. Like,
7 years, will be 50 years old.
50 years old. Dude, how'd that happen? For you young kids that are probably not watching this video, take advantage, man. This is why I keep telling y'all, don't wait. Do it now. You're going to be looking back and you're going to wish to God you had done it sooner. Oh, what did I see in the news that I was going to talk about? Elon Musk was speaking at some event again, And people routinely ask this motherfucker if he's an alien. And when he asks, he tells them yes, he is. And he got asked again, and there he was like, "Yeah, I am." And they kind of laugh, and he goes, "It's funny. Like, you guys ask me this question, and I say yes, and you always just laugh about it. No one ever believes me." I mean, how fucked up? How fucked up would it be if this dude's actually an alien?
If anybody's an alien, it's Elon Musk.
He's been confessing the shit. This is what I'm always talking about on my channel.
You're right.
I tell my wife all the time that the reason that I'm so honest in these videos is because when you get to a certain level of honesty, like when the people in your life get used to you being totally transparent, even about the most, the shit that most people don't talk about, you basically can get away with anything. Like it puts you in this state where you can just be yourself right out in the open with all your flaws and your negativity and your bullshit, and you get away with it because you're always just brutally honest. And so, like, I've pulled no punches about my past history, the trouble I've got into, the mistakes that I've made, and that puts you in a situation, especially in the world that we're living in now, where like nobody can cancel me. I'm uncancelable. There's nothing, you can't dig up anything in my past embarrassing about me that I haven't already talked about on camera. Like every once in a while somebody likes to fucking, some troll gets in the comment and says, "Oh, he beat his girl" or something. It's like, I already talked about that. I didn't beat my girl, but like I got in trouble for domestic violence in the past. I've talked about it linked. I have an entire series on my channel about my prison experience. Like when me and my wife have a fight, you guys have seen, I do a total meltdown video talking about exactly what I said, what I did, what I broke. You really should fucking take advantage of that in your life. When you start becoming just totally brutally honest with people, it disarms them. It takes away any of their ability to fucking attack you because you don't have anything that they can embarrass you with.
You have to be aware, though, it also runs off people that are not worthy.
That's the thing. She's right. Like it will make sure that you only have people in your life who actually like you for who you are because they know all your dirt. So like that's the thing with Sarah. Like she knows every disgusting, dirty thing I have ever done. No human being on earth, there is not a fucking living, breathing human being that could come tell her something she doesn't know about me. If one day Elon Musk creates like a fucking connection where you could connect two brains and she could see what's inside of my head, she would not be surprised. Like I have no skeletons at all. She knows more about me than any other person on earth. So she has the power maybe to cancel me. Like she could get mad at me at some point and she could tell things about me that no one else knows that I haven't talked about on this channel. Obviously, you can't talk about every single thing,
It's they're consistent enough with your character that it's not going to be like.
Yeah, the thing
it's
is,
not going to be a surprise.
yeah.
So
If she tried if she tried to cancel me by telling people stuff that she knows that I haven't talked about on camera, it yeah, nobody would be surprised. It wouldn't be like, "Oh my god, well that's the deal breaker." Y'all would just be like, "Shocking! Of course he did," you know. And like obviously when you're talking to the police, this is a time to not be honest. If you're being questioned by the police, it's not even about being dishonest with them, it's about shutting the fuck up. The second I start talking to police, and there's even a remotely possibly maybe somewhere in some universe chance that I might possibly be getting looked at as the perpetrator of a crime, I have Alzheimer's instantaneously. Like I don't know who I am. I don't know where I am. I don't know what I did yesterday. Nope, that's not me. I don't know whose voice it is on that recording. I don't even know who I am right now. Instant Alzheimer's. The first time the fucking cops start questioning me about anything. So, because that's the thing. That is always your best bet if you were ever in a situation where someone's trying to get you to confess to some shit that you did that can get you in trouble. I do not recall. I do not recall. That's all you say. No court in this world can force you to remember something that you don't remember. Even if you remember it, they can't make you say it, right? So I do not recall, no matter what it is. If they have video of you looting a store, I don't know who that is. I do not recall. Never fucking confess to anything ever from a legal context. To your wife, I mean, she knows every fucking dirty deed I've done, every dirty deed I've thought. I express this shit in real time. Like, if I have some weirdo thought in real time, I'll be laying here and I'll be like thinking, God, I shouldn't tell her this.
You have to be able to get over a lot of it to be that honest with somebody.
Yeah,
I mean, for somebody to be that honest with you, I mean.
yeah. It's a test of willpower. But I have a pure marriage. I never have to worry. Does she? What if she found this out? Would she still be with me? What if
Same.
what if she knew I was thinking about? What if she? Like that sucks, dude. Having skeletons in your closet is the worst thing you can do because skeletons don't stay in closets. They eventually come out. Like that's another thing. People have gotten divorced. People have gotten busted for doing scandalous shit because they were talking about it in their dream. And their wife hears them repeatedly saying some woman's name in their dream and then they get busted. Like,
You
you
definitely
can't bust me. It's impossible.
you definitely shouldn't keep secrets if you take sleeping meds.
Yeah.
Because you don't keep secrets when you take sleeping meds.
The number of times I've gone to confessing some shit on Ambien or fucking Zopiclone or something and then have no memory of it the next day. I've had entire conversations with her. And I'll wake up the next morning and she'll be like, "Did you sleep good last night?" I'm like, "Yeah. Why are you asking? Do you remember falling asleep last night?" I'm like, "No. Actually, I don't. I just, oh." It's like, oh, fuck. What did I say? And lo and behold, like, we've had 30-minute conversations where I was off confessing some shit and I had no memory I had said anything. And what can happen is even if you don't confess some shit, you could say some shit that starts to kind of betray that maybe something maybe you have a relationship that you're saying is totally platonic or something, and you start saying some shit, and they're like,
It may even
that doesn't sound platonic.
you might say some shit that makes you realize later that you really have feelings you didn't realize you had.
Yeah, dude. That's another thing. It's like a
Going your life.
fucking. It can be like where it gets past your normal the bullshit you tell yourself. So like I can get hopped up on sleeping pills, and I'll tell her some shit, and it's like unfiltered even through my own bullshit filter because we lie to ourselves more than we lie to anybody else. That's the key fundamental thing. You have to stop lying to yourself. So I tell all my weight loss clients, bodybuilding clients, if you're lying about how much food you're putting in your face, you're gonna fail. If you're lying about how many reps you're doing, how much you're going to, if you're lying to yourself about anything, you're gonna fail. Somehow, some way, guaranteed, it will catch up to you. You cannot get away with it. There's no escaping it. It's like people have all these religious ideals, and really, the judge and jury in your life is you. If you were dishonest with yourself, it's far worse than lying to God. Because God may or may not exist and he may or may not punish you in 75 years when you die of a heart attack. If you're lying to yourself on a regular basis, you are punishing yourself every single fucking day. There are negative consequences to that behavior every day in real time. You about to say something? I'm over here educating on lying. So there you have it. Be totally honest with yourself. Practice that in the beginning. Never allow yourself to lie to yourself about anything. Then once you get comfortable telling yourself the truth and accepting all of your dirty little secrets, then you can start one by one unloading those onto your wife and see if she sticks around. Because she didn't know everything right out the gate. That's the thing. Like I used to accuse her of lying to me. I was convinced she had skeletons in her closet. And the more I picked at her about confessing her skeletons, the more I would think of shit that I'd be like, yeah, she doesn't know that.
I used
That's
to tell his mother-in-law. I mean, I used to tell his stepmom all the time. I'd be like, he accuses me. Everything he's ever accused me of ended up being something he had done.
See, that's
Like
projection.
100%.
That's projection. That's what can cause you to mistrust your partner. If you know you're like checking out girls at work, you're gonna assume your partner's checking out dudes wherever she's at. If you're having inappropriate conversations with somebody, you're gonna assume she's doing it. And even if it's not conscious, you will do that shit. So if you've got like, if you have like a fucking body count that she doesn't know about, you're going to assume she has a body count that you don't know about. That's how projection works. So you can fight your projections by confessing all your bullshit and then see if you're still concerned that she's doing it. That's fucking revealing, dude. Like if you admit some shit from your past that your girl doesn't know about that you like think she's up to, and then once you confess it, suddenly you don't still have the feeling that she's doing it to you, that was projection. And that shit will fuck your whole marriage up. It'll fuck your whole life up. It's just like a ghost that follows you around judging you behind your back. It's you judging you. You're the one doing it to yourself. But it causes problems in all of your other relationships. And so don't do that. Dude, this is gonna be like a 2 hour vlog if I keep
know,
talking at this rate. I recorded like 8 minutes earlier.
Oh my god.
All right, we got to get out of this bed because nobody wants to sit here and listen to me and her in bed talk. I feel very confident.
I still have to do my Spanish. We can't get out yet.
You have to do your Spanish. She's learning Spanish on Duolingo.
At a snail's pace.
The thing is, she's learning the Spanish, but
I'm learning to read it.
she doesn't have any confidence in herself to use it. So like I learned street Spanish in like fucking 6 months because I was immersed in it and I could speak Spanish with a decent amount. Like I could speak Spanish enough to sell what I was selling. And because I had no shame, no fear in using it. If she would use the Spanish that she knows every chance she gets, she would be fucking fluent in it right now. But the only reason she really learns it is because she's addicted to phone games. You know how oh, you're a degenerate phone gamer. You know how phone games give you all like the little incentives to come back every day and you get like coins or something and you get like power ups and shit. Duolingo is like a phone game. It teaches you Spanish, but there's like a higher, like there's like a ranking system.
I don't worry about the ranks.
You're such a liar.
I don't. I already maxed them out. So,
Oh my God, but
so
you're
then you
always
just
trying to
fall
compete.
back. I'm not competing with anybody on there.
You
except
you
for
sure
me.
like to let me know when, oh, so and so got ahead of me. I got to do my Duolingo.
I haven't done that since like the third month I did it.
She
I've
used
been
to be
doing it for years.
She used to be degenerate. Like she would literally go, "Oh my God, I have to. I can't do something with you right now because I have a limited amount of time to get my daily."
Yeah, but that was like 2 years ago.
She used to always be trying to
But
get
I
her
do it every day.
Duolingo daily, and so it becomes like this fixation instead of actually learning. But whatever, it works. It keeps her in there every single day. She just won't admit that she's an addict and that she's not learning Spanish true because she cares about learning Spanish. She got
Don't
sucked into a phone game.
Be projecting your addiction on me
Oh wow!
just because you can't stick with something.
Admit that you're a degenerate phone gamer. Admit it.
No, I'm not a degenerate phone gamer.
Okay.
Now, well,
Yeah,
I have
yeah.
definitely had trouble with this thing in the past, for sure.
You were playing Transformers like a crackhead.
Well, that was Paul's fault.
Oh, it was Paul's fault. See, this is how she is. She can't take
No,
responsibility.
I really did. I played it a lot.
That's
for
how.
a
That's
while.
when I knew
Angry
you were
Birds
degenerate.
Transformers, that was bad.
Angry Birds Transformers.
Because, yeah, Paul got me into it, and I was like, I don't want to play, I don't want to play, I don't play. And he was like, please play with me when he was little. And he
Dude.
was so damn cute, and I just couldn't say no.
It was grotesque.
And then he would be like, hey, let me play on your phone. I'd be like, no, you can't play mine. You play yours.
We would be.
Don't fuck up mine.
I'd be having her try to watch a movie with me, and I would look over and she'd be playing Angry Birds Transformers. What the fuck are you doing? And I was like, there's no way that this is about the game. You don't like playing Angry Birds Transformers. You just got sucked into the dailies and all the little fucking gimmicks that keep you coming back.
I did.
That's the thing. Cell phone games destroyed AAA gaming. We don't get like Doom or good Call of Duty anymore. Everything is microtransactions. Everything is some gimmick to keep you playing the maximum number of fucking hours a day. It's stopped being about actually being a good game. Like Battlefield 2042 was the biggest shit show known to man. They took a franchise that was just automatic. Every Battlefield that came out, I fucking spent 300 hours minimum playing. 2042, I was so fucking excited about, and they absolutely destroyed their fucking game, and they made no effort to fix it. It's disgusting. That's why like Diablo is fucking badass, because their mentality is that they put out a game that season 1 was phenomenal. It had some problems, and they listened to the community and they fixed them. Season 2 was badass. Season 3 was a shit show, And now season 4 is back, and they fixed everything that we've been complaining about, and I'm sucked into it in a major way again. They actually listen to their fucking fans and to their whatever we are players, and and give the players what they want. 20 Battlefield just said, "Fuck you. We took your $60. We don't give two shits about you," and they just destroyed an epic franchise. But I got to get off here. I'm gonna go forever. I can tell, right? It's too comfortable laying here, just fucking yammering about whatever.
It's just like we usually lay in here.
This is what we do. Yeah, this is what we do for hours.
So much time. I mean, I don't know that it's a waste, but
We usually spend an hour or two. Like if I get up at noon, I start drinking my Monster. She starts fucking doing her Spanish. So like earlier when I recorded that video, after I got off that video, the next thing that I do during the day is go through all my fucking notifications from YouTube, Instagram, coaching clients. Like I had 30 notifications spread across YouTube, Instagram, and coaching clients. Looking at blood work, looking at this guy's picture of his gyno. Like, and so I lay in bed doing that while she plays with her phone. And then eventually I get up and make a targeted video. I can't remember now because my Ambien. Actually, I took Zopiclone, but I think I found another article about something to make a video about today. I've got a video coming up about another buddy of mine who's I don't want to leak any of his personal details. I'll just say he's a medical professional, very well educated medical professional for many, many years, and he runs a really mild cycle compared to mine. And so he was nice enough to give me all the details to what compounds he's using, how much he's using, his blood work, how he combats estrogen, prolactin, blood pressures, cholesterol, like the whole freaking workup. So I'm gonna do that video as kind of a alternative to my permablast, a gram and a half long-term cycle. So I got that video coming up. I have to look at my email and figure out what I emailed myself last night. Some study about something. So this is almost 20 minutes. I'm going to cut this short, and then I'll check back maybe when I start eating for the day, which is going to be very soon. So what do we have here?
A picture of a baby kitty.
This is, Allie was doing a veterinarian visit, and Widow on the kitchen table, no less, with Widow, and she took an x-ray and found this inside Widow, which is a baby kitty.
Widow's pregnant?
Not little D.
No. Oh. Yes, I know that. Uh-oh. Time to eat pizza. So this is what the finished product is looking like today, and honestly, I'm pretty fucking pissed off about it. We have never buy this Whirlpool fucking piece of shit oven. It's a total piece of shit. It took me a minute to get the fucking timer set properly, and this has to be cooked at exactly the right amount of time, or as you can see, the edges are starting to turn dark orange color instead of the light color in the middle. This is basically a burned pizza that honestly I would throw in the fucking trash right now if it wasn't for the fact that I'm starving to death. So never buy that Whirlpool piece of shit fucking oven. But nevertheless, this is gonna be meal number one. I'm gonna try to eat I ate all but one piece yesterday. So I had 1,200 calories of this yesterday. So I'm gonna try to get that again today and get my calories started off in a positive direction. I don't think she wants to have a baby.
She's not have a baby.
This is Allison's craft table, as you can see. This is not actually a dining table. So that's why it's covered in paint and all kinds of things.
And also food.
All right.
I think she wants to, maybe she wants to go have the baby outside.
No,
I think cats like to have babies outside.
No, she's not safe outside because these are the wild animals, and we do not want her running away when she's going to be having a baby any second now.
But maybe she wants to have the baby under the porch.
We cannot go under the porch.
Come here,
The cat can though.
You have to play with. You have to be better.
Poor cat.
Have a baby.
Why don't you want to have your baby, Widow? What is wrong with you? Don't you know it's birthing time?
Here, I'll hold her. Why don't I hold her?
Okay.
And you can give her medicine. On her head. Okay.
Topical head medicine.
We me wipe that off because I think it's.
Is she gonna get an injection?
No. Well, maybe. Let me see.
Do you have makeup on?
Yes, I want to look tan.
You want to look tan?
Yes.
Do you have eye makeup on?
Yes.
Okay, I thought so.
Brown. Eyeshadow. Now go to sleep.
Oh, that was a sedative?
Go to sleep, little mommy kitty. Go to sleep. Go to sleep.
I think it's working.
Don't.
It's working on me.
Yeah, what?
Okay.
How are we gonna get the baby out? Do you mean get a knife and cut her belly open?
No!
Waking up the baby, the kitty. Okay, let's get the baby out.
You stay right here.
Okay.
You better hurry. Oh my god.
I'm so interested to see what's about to come out of that picture. You're gonna be very confused.
This is a gratuitous breast shot. Allison, come on, dude.
Can't rush your creative process.
I cannot find my baby foxy stuffy, so I'm going to have to use this.
That'll be fine.
Is that the baby?
Yes.
Okay, let's get the baby out. Aww. It's your baby.
It's a boy.
Widow gave birth to a baby a baby boy bear.
Pretend it's a cat. I cannot find my foxy
That's
stuffy.
okay.
That looks
Here.
more like a decline.
Aww.
Wait, we needed the stitching. She's not awake yet.
Oh, stitch her up. Oh, sorry. Stitch her up. She had a C-section.
Let's see now. My doctor.
Allison's more terrified of vaginal birth than she is of a surgery.
She is her father's daughter.
Let's just
I
use
guess you wouldn't be
this.
scared of a vaginal birth, Dad.
I've told you, C-section is the only way any baby should ever be born.
Stitch, stitch, stitch. Time to wake up.
If God had actually designed the body well, infant mortality from vaginal birth wouldn't be what it is. But he didn't design the body well, and humans came up with a much better way. Shocking.
Oh, sorry. What do you think of that baby? You're a good doctor.
Congratulations, widow, on your
Baby bear.
new baby bear,
Pretend it's a cat.
your new baby cat. She's a good sport. She loves you.
No, the dog training is not over yet.
Oh, it's not.
What's going on?
I'm Miss Terrell teaching this cat, Widow, how to brush her teeth.
She seems to be a good student.
She is tired. It has been a long day. Do not bite my fingers.
You like our extra strip of carpet? This carpet is a whole other story for why it's here. It's actually not cut and perfectly laid yet because I had like I don't know 6 months ago. We've been needing to replace the floors in this house for quite a while, and we can't decide on flooring. And there was carpet stains on the floor. My wife used to run her speech therapy business out of this house, and she'd have students coming over here for speech therapy, and they would spill shit on the floor, and then the carpet got stains in it. And I was in here trying to do a photo shoot one night, and I was having to edit stains out of the carpet, and then I came home in a Tren-induced rage and was pissed off about the carpet. I think I was having allergies or something. I was convinced that the carpet was harboring diseases, and I just had a fucking meltdown, and I ripped all the furniture out of here, and I ripped all the carpet off the floor because I felt like if I didn't do something about it, that it was just going to continue going on forever. And so I ripped all the carpet off the floors, and we had nothing but slab in here for like a little while. And then our neighbor came over here and was like, what the fuck is going on? And they had just got through buying a new house, and she decided she didn't like the carpet that was in their house. And so she gave my wife, she took the carpet out of her brand new house and brought the rolls over here for my wife. And I was pissed off about that too, because I didn't want it in here. I didn't want to fuck with it. And the whole family was complaining that we had a that we had a slab in our living room floor. And nobody could play games or do any of the shit that they wanted to do. So of course I had another Tren rant, and I was like, fuck it. Y'all want carpet in here? I want fucking carpet in here. And so I just rolled out this big ass piece of the carpet that was on the roll that our neighbor brought over. And I just cut it. Like I just cut it. Like I didn't tack it down or nothing. So in our living room, we technically have carpet. But I haven't bothered to fucking do anything to actually. So that's why that looks like that, where it's just this extra piece that's sticking over. I think it was there for playing on or something. I don't know why that extra little corner piece is there. But the reason that our carpet looks like that is because it's partially laying on the tile and partially covering the slab. Well, it's covering the whole slab, but it's not like it's not like installed, because I just don't give a fuck. So that's what that's about. So yeah. Else that you might find interesting, you'll notice. Oh my god. Are you actually brushing the cat's teeth?
No.
Is she letting you?
No, I'm trying to, though.
We have the best cat in the world. She's so patient with my daughter. Look at her. In case you're wondering why, like a couple of times today, Allison has been explaining something to this camera that she's make-believing, and then she's really quick to let you know that it's not real. Like the cat was not really having a baby, and be nice to her. And the picture that she had was not really an x-ray. The reason that she's so like diligent about telling us what is real and what isn't real, and this is not, we don't ask this of her, she just kind of goes overboard. We have a rule in this house. I subscribe to the idea of lies by omission. So, and so does my wife. So basically that means that if you do something you're not supposed to do, and you don't tell us that you did something you weren't supposed to do, then you have lied by omission. Even if you didn't eat, like, so if I say, hey, Allison, did you punch your brother? And she says no, and she really did, obviously that would be a lie. If she gets angry and she punches her brother and she doesn't come tell us that she punched her brother, then she's lied by omission. She's lied by not telling. And this goes for me and my wife too. So like, let's say some girl starts contacting me on social media. You know, she starts DMing me, or she's unusually active in the comments section on one of my videos or something, and I don't notify my wife that some girl's talking to me, that constitutes a lie by omission. Even if I haven't done anything wrong, I'm supposed to notify her, and vice versa. If some dude, like if any of you guys ever start trying to talk to my wife on social media, she will let me know. She'll be like, hey, do you know this guy? Is this guy like one of your subscribers or whatever? Because there's some dude that's messaging me. Or like if she sees like one dude blowing up her comments, like she will notify me of anything that even remotely looks suspicious, or even remotely looks like something that I could possibly get insecure about, or have any negative feeling about. So that's one of the extreme ways in this house that we maintain a situation of constant honesty, is because it's not even acceptable. Like, you basically have to tell on yourself. So if Allison doesn't tell that she punched her brother, then she's lied by omission, and she's in trouble for punching him. And so, which of course never happens. Like, my kids don't get in any trouble at all. Like, I cannot remember any time that we actually had to enforce this policy. But the kids, especially my daughter, she overhears my wife and I talking about lies by omission all the time. And so whenever you hear her in a video explain that she's basically making believe, you're playing make believe, she'll always let you know it's make believe, just in case. So it may sound extreme. Again, like, what is it, baby?
Because why I do that is because I don't want you guys actually thinking that
Right. It would be
I don't-
that would be scary if Widow was actually having a baby.
Yeah, I don't want you guys to freak out by
Right.
something like make believe.
Right. So you're always good to let us. Yeah. See. So just in case we might accidentally think that the cat was actually pregnant and having a baby, she makes sure to let us know know that she's not. So again, this may seem like an extreme way of living life, but like when I was talking yesterday when we were going to the AT&T store, because my wife's SIM card took a shit on her again, and I forget who it was in the comments. My buddy from New Zealand. Sorry, I can't remember the name right now. I'm terrible with names. He was saying like 3 SIM cards. That's a little sus. And I was like, what do you mean? He's like, well, I mean, I guess if she's not changing her number. I think he thought like she was getting new SIM cards to like hide her tracks of doing something shady with her phone. And I was like, bro, that she's definitely not changing numbers. I don't think she's doing anything shady with her phone. We both have complete access to each other's social media accounts, email addresses. I can get her phone anytime I want to. She can get my phone anytime I want to. We have a no trust policy in this house. So there's no room for insecurity. Like when she has to go get a new SIM card, I don't have to worry about it. I don't think about it because there's no room for her to be doing anything because the standards are so strict that purely not telling me that some guy is talking to her alone is enough to constitute effectively cheating. So we have a very, very tight ship around here that prevents any kind of shenanigans or bullshit. I mean, it would be nearly impossible for me to start chatting up some girl because, for one, she can see anything, any of my social media accounts she can see, and I can't even talk to a girl without telling her exactly what. So, like, if I was to message, like, let's say I came across a new bodybuilder. This happened with there was like some e-girl. Like I was on Instagram one day and some new e-girl got promoted to me and I was like, damn, she's kind of hot. I immediately went and told my wife, like, hey, I just found this e-girl and I followed her on Instagram or whatever. And like that, anything like that has to be totally transparent or it constitutes a problem. And because of that, we have no problems because we know exactly what each other are doing. So there you have it. Here is, I can't really even count meals. Here's another meal. This is what my wife prepares for me. She's got 4.6 ounces of chicken breast and 1 cup of chicken rice-a-roni, which I don't know what that equates to in carbs, but it's probably not very much, and I can't get this thing off while holding my camera. Fucking hate these things. We definitely need to go back to the ones that have tabs on. So that's what one of my portions looks like. Let's see what this weighs total. The weight is going to be off by a little bit because the container's on there. I think the container weighs 1.1 ounces. That's grams. Scale does too much. 11.94 ounces, probably about 10 ounces of food total, I'm guessing, give or take. So that's my next meal for today. I ate almost that entire 1,400 calorie pizza. I'm probably at 1,200 calories in that pizza alone, but I've had several Dr. Peppers. So we're probably, plus the honey bun, I'm over 2,000 calories for the day already before this meal, which is 4.6 ounces of chicken. I don't know. This is what I eat. What are you doing? Are you going to go to the gym tonight or what?
Yes, I am. Are you going?
Yeah, I'm going. We were supposed to go last night.
I was sick last night.
You were sick. That's what you claimed. You were sick. And somebody accurately described you, I think, as garbage gut for eating 11-day-old chicken in the refrigerator. But did you vomit?
I did. No, I did not vomit.
Did you take any ondansetron?
No, I didn't eat ondansetron.
I took ondansetron. I felt way better and I didn't even eat any.
Go to the gym?
I didn't even eat any chicken that was 11 days old.
It's because you were faking. because you didn't want to go to the gym.
No, I was not faking you. You made me psychosomatically sick, I think.
I did not make you psychosomatic.
I mean, my stomach was hurting, and I had a headache. I took the ondansetron, and I felt
You were like,
remarkably
"What are your
better after
symptoms?"
that.
Oh yeah, I have that too.
So you skipped the gym, you didn't throw up, you didn't take any nausea meds, and we wasted a gym night for nothing.
No, you wasted a gym night for nothing.
What else was I going to ask you? I forgot when I put this camera on. What were we talking about earlier?
We were talking about your projection.
No, we're not talking about my projection.
I was listening to the video you just made. I don't know if it's up yet. But,
I just posted it.
Last night you were saying that Tren wasn't really affecting you at all.
Yeah, I wasn't feeling. I wasn't feeling the trend last night. Apparently, all it took was reading the comments on my YouTube channel. See, I think the problem is that when I say that I'm not feeling the trend, a lot of times it's because I'm just sitting around the house with my family. There's no actual trigger. You know, like somebody was asking about me playing. They wanted to see videos of me having meltdowns on video games, and I was telling them like, dude, because of my attitude, I very rarely play multiplayer games because I fucking can't cope. And so, you know, like you're not going to see me melting down on Diablo 4 probably. And so it's like I can start to feel like the trend is not really working until I get in the car or I get in the comments and I read some absolute stupidity that I just made a trend rant video. Or I get to Planet Fitness. Dude, just getting to Planet Fitness these days, I'm pissed the fuck off before my workout even starts. I miss sometimes technology is great. A lot of times we're at a state in our world where more often than not, technology is just becoming a problem. It's just fucking up something that was otherwise working perfectly well. It hasn't made it any better. Like back in the day, you just had a fucking little plastic card that you walk straight into the gym, you pull out of your pocket because you got your keys anyway. So it's on your keychain, you walk straight in, you scan your little code, boom, you're in the fucking door. Now it's all on a stupid fucking app, which I never think about until I get in the front door. Then I got to get my phone out, unlock it, go to the app, wait for the app to load. Then you got to push a button to check in, and then wait for your QR code to load. And then when your QR code comes up, then you try to scan it. It takes 2 or 3 times to get it to scan. The check-in process is a total fucking clusterfuck at Planet Fitness. And it used to be so simple. You just had a piece of plastic and you scanned it. I wish we could hurry the fuck up and just get like everything. Like I want like a barcode or an implant in my wrist or something, and just have every piece of data you need right there. Just everything could be uploaded onto your little chip, and it doesn't matter if you get new accounts, there could be plenty of storage space, and then as long as somebody didn't cut my fucking arm off, I'm good. You know, which is probably what would start happening. You know, we'd have new crimes where people would be getting their arms lopped off so that somebody could get access to their fucking crypto wallet. This is like, I don't know. Back in the day when like you get an update for some kind of like Windows would get an update and you'd be all excited because you get all these new features. Now it's like every time I see an update on my phone, I'm like, what did they fuck up this time? I don't know if that's because I'm getting old. Are young people, like, do y'all get excited about updates? Used to, like, when a new Windows was coming out, it was fucking exciting. Or they were constantly updating your phone with, like, new features that you really wanted and needed, and you were looking forward to it. You wanted to get into the beta testing club so that you could be the first person to have access to it. You know, like you want, like with video games, you know? You want to get in on that beta so you can see what's going on with the new game. Now, with, like, every time Android updates, I have no idea what they even did. Didn't need anything. It was working fine. All of a sudden, they changed some shit. I didn't even give a fuck to begin with. They're just making everything. So yeah, 50 milligrams of Tren. I was just on my Discord, and Mr. Gigglestick was on there talking about how he doesn't feel 20 milligrams of Anavar. I don't know what the fuck is going on with everybody who doesn't feel drugs. Like I'm beginning to think, is it like a lot of the people I think. You guys tell me. It seems to me that oftentimes when I'm reading somebody who's saying that they don't feel a drug the way that I do, typically they're fat. Like typically they're a good deal overweight. I wonder if that could have anything to do with, like, I don't know why it would. Like, why would a skinny guy or like a lean person feel Tren more than somebody who's overweight, or feel Anavar more. But I know, like, my wife, when she first started taking Anavar, like, I would take 10 milligrams and drink a Red Bull and be ripped. And my wife would take her little 2.5, 'cause she'd be like 5 milligrams a day. She'd take her little 2.5 milligrams, or I think, what'd you get up to, 7 at one point?
10.
You got up to 10. Were you feeling the 5s, or you only felt that 10 when you took it?
I have always said that I didn't really. When I took that 10, it was like crazy.
Yeah, so she could take 5 milligrams and be like, I don't really feel it like acutely like I do.
Yeah.
But when she took 10 milligrams, she was fucking tweaking in the gym. She was having heart palpitations. At least she thought she felt like she was having heart palpitations. And you can go ahead and dance.
It felt like that night that I drank that bang.
When you OD'd on, OD'd. Yeah, she's not sensitive to caffeine. And I mean, she is sensitive to caffeine. She's not used to drinking it like I do. She drinks very little caffeine. And she had a Bang energy drink that had 300 milligrams of caffeine in it. And she was geeked out of her fucking mind. And so that's what 10 milligrams of Anavar felt like to her. It doesn't feel that acute to me, but I certainly feel 10 milligrams. If I was to go in there and take 15 milligrams of Anavar right now, I would definitely be feeling that shit. And that is something Greg Doucette talked about back in the day. He was always saying that, he would read about guys needing, or I guess it was not Greg, it was Vigorous. It was Vigorous of saying, like, he'd understand what the fuck is with all these people who claim they need 50 milligrams of Anavar. He's like, dude, I feel 30 milligrams very acutely. And he used to claim he thought people's shit was no good. The people who are telling me they're not feeling their Anavar is coming from places that have good reputations. So I don't know why that would be the case. But then again, Greg is very lean. I'm very lean. My wife is very lean. So I'd be interested to hear in the comments, is there anybody who's very lean who doesn't feel like Anavar, doesn't get a speedy effect from Anavar, can't feel Anadrol, D-ball especially? Are you going to tell me you don't feel D-ball? You don't feel Tren? Like, I don't know. Is this an adipose? I mean, is this a fat thing, or what's going on? I don't know. But
Well, I don't think it was for me necessarily.
what you mean? Well, yeah, but yours was such a low dose. It's like, how can you know? So obviously 5 milligrams is a very low dose. Then you took 10. But I mean, it's not like you kind of felt 5 and then got geeked on 10.
Yeah.
You went from not feeling it at all to suddenly being like, holy shit, this is too much.
I could tell the effects, like, because I'd be like, wow, I'm lifting a lot of weight, or I feel really strong, or I feel like I have a lot of stamina in the gym, but it wasn't like physical anything.
Yeah.
Until 10, yeah.
Yeah. So I don't know. I don't know what the deal with that is. But I really just had to come in here and calm down after I just got through shooting that rant video.
At the end of that rant video, Allison's in the other room, and that got really intense.
That got really intense. Yeah, I just had to get through explaining to my daughter that because she's like she was young enough that she would just kind of tune out what was going on, but now she's paying a lot more attention to what I do, and she's paying attention to the words that come out of my mouth. So I have to be more careful about what I say and when I say it. And so I just had her in my office and I was explaining, like, when you hear Daddy making one of his rant videos, that's Daddy playing a character. Okay, like, just like she watches shows, she understands what a character is. So like, she watches this show called Henry Danger, and I was explaining to her, like, obviously the reason you like Henry Danger is because you like the character he plays. You like that he's a superhero and he has all these powers. And Daddy's audience likes to watch these videos where I completely come unhinged and scream and yell about something that's entertaining to adults, or to some adults. And she's like, I don't know why somebody would want to hear you yelling like that. So yeah, what is wrong with all you sick fucks? Why what is wrong with you people? Why would you want to listen to me scream and yell and tear somebody down psychologically?
I don't want to hear that.
Oh, you don't like the Tren rant? Really?
I feel so bad for these people.
Why would you feel bad for somebody? You don't feel bad for the guy who climbs in the lion cage at the zoo and then gets his head fucking chewed off.
No.
Like, what part of my content makes these people think that they're doing anything other than climbing into the lion cage?
I understand what you're saying.
I have a reputation for being a total fucking asshole.
So I'm not disagreeing.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
I do still feel sorry for these people because I know what it is to be on the other end of that.
It's just mind blowing, you know. And of all the things, like at least come with some. There's like the last couple of people who've challenged me because somebody said so. That's your whole argument. I can't imagine. The thing is, I can't imagine going up to, you know, somebody who had tons of experience in something, you know, like I can imagine my dad's been watching baseball for his entire life. He's a huge baseball fan. Imagine if I got the opportunity to talk to fucking, you know, I don't even know, Alex Rodriguez and say, you know, my dad said that, you know, if you had lowered your left elbow at the fucking in the batter's box, you would have hit more home runs. I mean, this is not some shit my dad said. But if I had just walked up and tried to tell this guy who's one of the best in the business at what he does, I guess I'm just picking a name. I know fuck all about baseball. I don't watch sports. But like, if I was to walk up to somebody who is the best at what they do, or one of the best at what, very knowledgeable about what they're doing, and tell them that something they were doing was wrong because somebody said so. Like, what kind of stupid fucking shit is that? It's like the point I made in the video that I just shot was, this guy's going to tell me that backloading a syringe is wrong because his aunt told him it was. But meanwhile, he's not asking his aunt, who's a nurse, if it's a good idea to use steroids. So he doesn't care about her opinion on whether or not steroids are good, but he does care about her opinion on how to inject them. This is the kind of stupid fuck thinking that pisses me off and causes Tren rants. I cannot wrap my head around that level of stupidity where you just select. But then again, I mean, I hate to keep coming down on religious people, but you guys do have a monopoly on this. You have some uncanny ability as a religious person, and it'll be like religious people will be like, well, do you have any science to back up what you're saying? What? Do you have any science to back up your faith? No. You have no proof of the shit you believe, but you want to question my experience because I can't show you an elevated prolactin test to prove that caused my gyno? So it's funny how people, like, what people pick and choose to determine requires proof. You know? Like, people will tell me they know that their dog or cat or grandma's in heaven. They just know. They have a feeling. But if I say, I know my prolactin is elevated and I can feel that my nipples are getting puffy when I take Tren, and that I can feel them subsiding when I take cabergoline, that's not enough information for them. They're like, well, let me see a peer-reviewed, double-blind, placebo-controlled study to verify that you need cabergoline. But meanwhile, they just know that their dog and cat and grandma are in heaven. Guys, get the fuck out. Y'all gotta pull your head out and stop with the bullshit. You can't selectively choose when to apply these. This is the problem with religion, is that it robs you of the ability to be truly critical, to be truly critical, a true critical thinker. You can't apply critical thinking to some parts of your life and then faith to other parts. That doesn't logically follow. But by that logic, you should just take everything on faith, which maybe is why we have this problem in the comments, because his aunt told him some shit. And since he's used to just believing whatever his parents tell him about life, or his aunt told him about life, and he automatically believed that she was right about backloading a syringe. This is the problem. This is what I mean. This is why you cannot ever lean on feelings and emotions and somebody said something. You got something? Oh.
I do. I was thinking, obviously, because I looked this up after he said this to see if there was any validity to anything he was saying. And there was, back in 2015, there was a whole thing about not backfilling certain kinds of syringes, because there was a problem with the syringe itself that was negatively affecting the drugs that were put in them. I think that's what it was. I read a whole lot of things, so I think that's what it was. And so so you weren't supposed to do that because
the rubber stoppers were interacting with a large number of drugs. There's a whole bunch of different kinds of drugs. Not all of them, but a lot of them. And so you weren't supposed to backfill the syringes for that reason. But it was a specific brand of syringes for a specific period of time, and that's long past now.
Okay.
And in fact, it said on the thing specifically not that brand's insulin syringes with the orange caps.
Okay, so that's what you just read. And so
Yeah.
like if I was reading that, I would immediately call bullshit. The reason, because if the problem is with the stopper, the problem should exist whether you're drawing it out of the bottle or backfilling it. I mean, in fact, if you're drawing it out of the bottle, the drug is going to be in contact with the stopper longer than if you backfill it. So if the stopper is the problem should rear its ugly head whether you're drawing it or backfilling it.
And I don't
See?
that you're right. And I don't remember I didn't read the whole thing.
See, this is a perfect example of the way my brain works. So she just got through reading some data and saying maybe this is what this guy or this person is referring to, this one study that they took out of context. But if you apply critical thinking, if you just listen to the study and then you go, okay, so what the study says this, but does it make any sense? If they're saying that the stopper is reacting, oh, did you fuck it up? Uh-oh.
Looking up backfill, and I kept getting things for pre-fill, and this says pre-fill.
Okay,
Not
well,
backfill, so
that's
I'm
a huge
totally
deal.
wrong. I'm so sorry. I'm glad I looked that up.
See, you could have been the person commenting and you got a fucking rant video made about you.
I know, but I wouldn't comment on your videos for that reason. It says people should not pre-fill one of the most widely used brand of syringe. Federal officials said because whatever drug is in there might lose its potency.
That's good to know because we used to do that.
Yeah, we did.
Remember that? We
Yes.
used to pre-fill syringes with testosterone in them.
Many sizes of Becton Dickinson syringes, but not the popular insulin syringe with the orange cap, have a problem that can interfere with drugs or vaccines, the FDA says. The rubber stopper can interact with the drugs and they can lose their potency. So,
What a dumb fuck ass design to begin with.
I know. But why would the rubber stopper on those, not all of them, but on those specific syringes negatively affect the potency of the drugs that are pre-filled?
I mean, it's terrifying to even start my brain working through what could possibly be going on there.
The affected
Is it
drugs-
absorbing? Could it be absorbing some of the drug, and so then there's less in the actual solution?
Maybe it has to do with it says the affected drugs include fentanyl, rocuronium, I don't know, neostigmine, morphine, midazolam, methadone, atropine, hydromorphone, cisatracurium, and remifentanil.
So it's
But
interesting. A
others
lot
could
of
be like
opiates
too.
there.
That's what I'm wondering.
You've got a
That's just
benzo
what
and like 4 opiates in that list. I don't know what the rest of those drugs are. I wonder if opiates are maybe they have an acidic pH and they were eating into the syringe, and so they were getting into the syringe and out of solution. See, who knows? But this is how this critical thinking brain can start trying to put things together to make sense of something that otherwise is making sense. Thankfully, steroids were not in that list.
No, in fact, I found a whole bunch of things that say how good it is and how much better it is to backfill insulin syringes for steroid injections because, well, for a number of reasons, but mostly because it creates less pain at the injection site because of the larger gauge needles needed to pull it down.
Yeah, so if you you can use a 30 gauge pen if you want and backfill it, or a 29 instead of a 25.
The other
which is
thing
what we
is
did.
about aspirating those large gauge needles.
Yeah.
It's easier to aspirate the little ones.
Oh, I never even bothered to try to aspirate a little one. I just do the push 10 units and cough test.
Okay.
Which is not, for anybody who's curious, that is true. I pin ultra shallow, 5/8 of an inch. It's not that you couldn't nick a vein at that point, but rather than when you try to aspirate a 29 gauge pin, it's pretty difficult. And so what I do is I just pin, I just push a tiny amount of whatever I'm pushing and take a couple of really deep breaths. And if I don't start to cough, then I push the rest of it. Every time I've nicked a vein, the only thing that happened, the way I know generally is that I guess the oil gets into my lungs. I've actually coughed and been able to taste what I injected. And then depending on how much gets in there, sometimes you get like a fucking head rush. Like I did that. I pinned my pec the other day It must have hit a vein or a capillary or something, and got enough of the test in there that I coughed for a good several minutes, and then kind of felt a little fucking jolt, like a little, head rush, and then it goes away. But it's also wasting your fucking gear when that happens. So there you have it. I think this is 20 minutes, man. This is gonna be an epic fucking video. Today's vlog is getting so long that I don't want it to run I don't want it to be like a massive long file size. So I think I'm gonna cut it short here and just do like an AM PM version, I guess. So if you're interested in seeing the rest of the day, then wait. Then I'll have that coming out later on this evening. As always, thank you for watching. We'll see you on the next one.